Have you ever noticed how some sounds just grate on your nerves? A loud slam of a door is definitely one of them. It can startle you, interrupt your focus, or just send a jolt of stress through your body. But have you ever wondered why closing doors quietly is considered such a fundamental part of good manners? It's a simple act, but it speaks volumes, and its history is more interesting than you might think. Let's take a trip back in time. In the castles and manors of medieval Europe, doors were not the lightweight, perfectly balanced things we have today. They were massive, heavy structures made of thick wood and reinforced with iron. They were designed for security, not convenience. These doors didn't have sophisticated hinges or hydraulic closers. They moved on crude pivots and often had to be barred shut. Slamming wasn't just rude, it was often the only way to make sure the heavy latch caught properly. In that context, a loud bang meant security and safety, not impoliteness. So, when did the shift happen? It began as architecture and technology evolved. As we moved into the Renaissance and later the Victorian era, homes became more refined. Doors became lighter and better constructed. They were no longer just barriers against intruders, but part of a home's aesthetic. This is when the concept of the home as a private, peaceful sanctuary really took root, especially among the growing middle and upper classes. In the Victorian era, etiquette became an obsession. Countless manuals were written on how to behave in polite society. Every action, from how you held your fork to how you entered a room, was scrutinized. In this environment, making loud, jarring noises was seen as a sign of a coarse and unrefined character. A loud slam of a door could be interpreted as a sign of anger, disrespect, or a complete lack of consideration for others in the household. A gentleman or a lady was expected to move through the world with grace and quiet confidence. Closing a door gently was a clear demonstration of this self-control and awareness of others. It showed that you valued the peace and quiet of the shared space. Think about it. In a time without television or constant background noise, a sudden slam would have been incredibly disruptive. It could wake a sleeping baby, disturb someone reading, or shatter the quiet contemplation that was so highly valued. So, the rule to close the door quietly wasn't just arbitrary. It was a practical way to maintain a harmonious and civilized domestic environment. This tradition has been passed down through generations, and it's just as relevant today, if not more so. We live in a world filled with noise and distractions. Our homes are our havens, our places to recharge. A quietly closed door is a small gesture, but it's a powerful act of respect. It tells the people around you, I'm aware of you. I respect your peace. I care about our shared environment. It's the difference between a jarring interruption and a seamless, considerate action. It's a tiny thread in the fabric of a considerate and kind society. So, The next time you leave a room, think about that heavy castle door. Think about the refined Victorian household and take that extra half second to close the door gently. It's a small act with a long history, and it makes our modern world just a little bit quieter and a lot more pleasant for everyone. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this little dive into history interesting, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories behind our everyday etiquette. See you in the next one.